Welcome, friends. My name is Ray Oakes. I am an Atlassian certified professional at XPM, a Valiantis company. And I'd like to take the next few minutes to discuss how Atlassian handles listing the statuses in the issue edit screen. There's several different ways that they handle that. So I'm going to start off by bringing up a graphic. So there's a status category, not to be confused with the project categories, which logically group project into specific categories. These are status categories, and there's three of them. The gray category are the to-do statuses, the blue category is the in-progress statuses, and the green are the done statuses. So let's go into a standard workflow, and let's click on the down arrow. And in this workflow, you'll see that backlog is gray, so it's a to-do status. There's in progress and selected for development, which are in progress statuses. And then there's the done status, which is in green, which means it's a done status. Let's click on the workflow. All right, here's the workflow, and you can see that it has global transitions for the main three statuses, selected for development, in progress, and done. So that means that each one of these statuses can be transitioned into one of the other statuses. But if you notice, selected for development is visually before in progress, and then there's the done. Let's go back to the listing, and you can see they're listed in category order, but this shows in progress ahead of selected for development. Well, why is that? That's because another way that Atlassian lists these statuses is alphabetically. Now, since in progress alphabetically comes before selected for development, it is listed that way. So let's go to a different workflow. We're going to go to a linear workflow. So here we have just a standard linear workflow. In the listing, you're only seeing selected for development. So let's bring up that workflow. And you'll notice that all it has is one-way linear workflow transitions, okay? So we've got backlog, selected for development, in progress, and done. So in backlog, it only has one it can go to, which is selected for development. So therefore, the alphabetizing them doesn't work because you've only got one to go to. Let's look at that again. All right. So let's change it up a little bit. Let's go to a linear with what I'm going to call a bypass. So we'll click here. If you notice, we have in progress and selected for development. So let's go to the view workflow. And in this workflow, you'll see it has the same one-way linear transitions, but it also has this one bypass transition, which bypasses the selected for development. All right. Now, visually, once again, selected for development is first, in progress is second, which logically makes sense. But since there is this other transition here going straight from backlog to in progress, let's close this. And we'll bring up the listing again. You'll notice that in progress is first and selected for development is second. And why is that? It's because in progress comes alphabetically before selected for development because the transitions allow you to do that. So we're going to go to a third type. And this is, let's see here, we're going to click on the down arrow. And here you'll notice cancel, and there's a new status called cancel. There's another way that Atlassian can handle listing the statuses. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to go into settings, issues, workflows. And I know this is the workflow we're looking at. We're going to edit that. And in this workflow, we're going to edit the transition. We're going to go to properties. And we're going to introduce the ops bar sequence property, transition property. So what ops bar sequence does is it allows you to designate what position in that list you want a status. So in this case, we're going to make it a 1. We're going to add that. We're going to go back to the edit workflow. We're going to publish that draft. Don't need to back it up. I'm going to publish it. Now I'm going to go to this this issue again. I'm going to refresh. And let's see what that cancel status is. That cancel status is at the top now because we said we wanted it in the 1 position. So here's selected for development. Let's select it for development. Oh, I gotta go to edit. We're going to take the selected for development, go to properties, Hotspot sequence, and we're going to make this 2. Going to add that. We'll publish the draft. Don't need to back it up. Publish. Now let's go to the. Now notice selected for development is the second one in progress. So let's see what happens now. Let's refresh. Go to backlog. It has changed position because through the OpsBar sequence property, we changed canceled to be 1 and selected for development to be number 2 in the listing. So I'm going to go back to the workflow. I'm going to edit again. I'm going to remove this property. I'm going to remove this property. We'll publish the draft. Now we'll go back to this and see what the listing shows. There you go. So now it is back to in the category order and alphabetically. So hopefully this has helped you understand how Atlassian handles listing statuses in the issue edit screen. Thank you for watching.